what is the difference between assimilation and acculturation? Let's look at a couple more theories. The first one is by William Newman. Okay, so for me, the symbolism that he uses is extremely helpful. It's easy for me to understand. Here he says assimilation is culture A and culture B and culture C all melt together and they become culture A. In other words, A was the dominant culture and beforehand, and the minority cultures took on the characteristics of the dominant culture. Maybe because they wanted to, maybe because they had to in order to get a job and survive. This is often referred to as the melting pot. The next one is amalgamation, or what our glossary refers to as accommodation. But it's similar but different in an important way. In amalgamation, cultures A, B, and C all intermingle, and then they become a completely new culture, D. So the gentleman who first came up with the idea of the melting pot, that symbolism, this is actually what he was referring to. This is what he thought the melting pot would be, that they all would be mixed together. Well, then you have a couple of forms of what we would refer to as acculturation. Newman called it cultural pluralism. The classic concept of cultural pluralism says that cultures A, B, and C all mix together and respect each other and maintain their own identities, so that in the end you still have cultures A, B, and C. Okay? The modified version of this says that in reality, after the cultures intermingle, they end up changing at least a little. So they maintain the majority of their original identity, but add some new aspects from other cultures. This has been symbolized by the salad bowl. For example, a tossed salad, you might chop a little lettuce into a bowl, and you cut up some carrots and radishes and tomatoes. Then you toss them all together, mix them up together. But even after mixing them up, you still can easily see the individual separate items. Another symbol of this used is a mosaic. In a mosaic, each color and each piece remain distinct, but when you put them all together, you can create a beautiful picture. And without all of them together, you can't have the same beautiful picture. So these are ways of thinking about our society and how various cultures work together, acculturate. Okay?